the morning of March 31, Task Force 1 was attacked by multiple waves of enemy aircraft while escorting Zulu and Yankee back to Midway. And by 1000 hours, it was clear that once again a Japanese carrier task force had been lurking nearby before launching the airstrike. Fortunately, the strike group was not able to organize their attack, and the Enterprise suffered minor damage. By 1645 hours, the Japanese flat top had been spotted approximately 83 nautical miles to the southwest. Knowing she was defenseless and all alone, Admiral Fletcher launched a flight of 24 unescorted SBDs. An hour and a half later, the carrier Hayo was on fire. Despite the loss of Milne Bay, Enterprise scouts and combat air patrols managed to protect the invasion force steaming towards Tarawa, and elements of the 1st Marine Division, approximately 8,600 men, landed in the early morning hours of April 6. However, by midday, it was becoming apparent that the supplies that landed with the Marines would not be enough. Hello, welcome back to War on the Sea. It is the 6th of April, 1942, a little after 5 a.m. in the morning, and we just finished dropping off troops and supplies at Tarawa. This is the situation on Tarawa. Looks like a pretty even battle right now, but we're going to go get a few more troops and supplies. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get troops from Wake, however, because I would be taking all of these troops. I don't believe I can take just half of them with the transports I have. I would need smaller transports, and I might actually do that. Although, I think we might have enough troops on Tarawa, to be honest. We just need more supply. So, I think what we'll do is we'll have all three of these task forces make their way kind of up to the Wake Island area. And then I'll have, when they get to about right here, so I'll have probably Task Force Zulu break off and head back up to Midway. Task Force Yankee has 2 C3s, a couple Macaulays. That should be enough. This is about 3,000 supply, and I think they can carry about 700 to 800. So that would be 4,600 or so supply, about half of what they have. So that's what we're going to do. Have them go up to Wake Island. I am starting at this right at the end of last episode because I do expect some interdiction, probably from Tarawa or maybe another island somewhere. I'm probably going to have a few air raids on these three fleets here. Probably early today. We'll see what happens. Not much else going on. Port Moresby. This is what it looks like here. Still have 7,000 troops, 10,000 supplies. The Japanese did land troops, but they should be wiped out pretty soon. And we have the Cimarron Flying Fish is back. Not sure what I want to do with her yet. I was thinking about, and I think I mentioned this before, thinking about dismissing them and getting some British subs. Not sure what I want to do in that regard yet. Okay, here they come. It looks like dive bombers, actually. I was not expecting this. Maybe these are something from Tarawa. I'm not sure. But let's send up some Wildcats from Yorktown. Let's have them launch aircraft. And we're going to launch 24 Wildcats, no bombs. And we're going to take care of these bombers that are coming in. All right. Let's go to the encounter. Let's begin. And let's see what these aircraft are. As soon as I show up. Okay. They are definitely Vals, and there's a shit ton of them. These did not come from Tarawa. I would have to say we have yet another Japanese aircraft carrier nearby. Okay, I believe that takes care of all of the vowels. We'll take a quick look at the report. And sure enough, 18 vowels. Definitely a large carrier nearby. Let's retreat, leave. So that means we're probably going to see some zeros. I haven't seen them yet, and some Kates. Interesting that the vowels came in by themselves. That was kind of stupid of the AI. And they're probably going to do that with the rest of the flights. And our Wildcats will hopefully... How many do we have left? We still have 24. We didn't lose anything there. So we'll continue. New enemy flight coming in. Not sure exactly what it is, but I think they are torpedo... Well, oh my god. Bunch of bombers. These look like Emily's. We have zeros as well. Lots of zeros. These are the zeros I was thinking of. And sure enough, there's 30 of them. 30, maybe more. So we'll probably want to go after... This looks like a good split right here. Most of my fighters are going against the heavy bombers. It's unbelievable, really. I'll show you the report. 39 aircraft. All Japanese aircraft lost. We didn't lose anything. And what I mean by amazing is, or incredible, is the zero becomes a sitting duck when it has bombs on it. And I'm not sure, one, why they don't jettison them when they're jumped by Wildcats, and two, I still don't understand why they come in piecemeal. But that's the way it goes. So we've taken down some bombers, some land-based bombers, some Zeros, and Vals. Kates are next, I guess. Alright, I believe I saw the Kates coming, and they should be... Here they are. There are several of them, obviously. Looks like there are 15 of them. Wildcats coming in. Well, the report shows that we are missing one aircraft, but I don't know where it is. And once again, we didn't lose anything. So, way to go. The Wildcats of the Enterprise and the Yorktown are really kicking ass in this campaign. Let's go ahead and leave. And that's all of the aircraft. Well, no, there's the one that probably got away right there. But that's most of the aircraft from the carrier. Now we just need to find the dang carrier. Okay, another flight coming in. These look like perhaps more Zeros. Or maybe they are the search aircraft with the pontoons, the roofs, maybe, perhaps. Let's go. Begin. It says they're over Task Force Zulu. But our aircraft, our Wildcats, as I was going to say, should be right there. And they are, what are these? No, they're bombers. Okay, 6 bombers. I believe it was 6 bombers. 6 bombers, all... Ooh, we lost... Yeah, that's right. I did see that one Wildcat go down right over the task force. We lost 1 Wildcat. First one, I think, we've lost. 6 enemy bombers destroyed. Let's retreat. They can't have a whole lot more to throw at us. We'll continue moving north. By the way, let's see where this one, I did mention this. Let's see which way it's going. It looks like it's heading west. Doesn't look like it's headed to Horn Island. Again, I think this is the one that dropped off troops at Port Moresby. And those troops should be defeated relatively quickly. Okay, it took several hours, but we finally found where all those Japanese planes were coming from. We found the Japanese carrier, and this is its location. It's actually closer than I thought it was. So we're not going to take a look at it. We're just going to stalk it. We're just going to hang out near it so we don't lose it. If we do take a look at it, then we're going to have that cooldown. So I'm going to bring the aircraft over that still have endurance. These probably, yeah, these have none. They're going back. I had to launch some more aircraft because I was determined to find it. Let's see. I think 3 aircraft should be able to keep track of it. But, you know, maybe I'll bring a few more over here just in case. And we're going to start launching aircraft from, let's see. See, I have Task Force 1 over here behind Zulu and Yankee because I haven't had any aircraft, any air attacks for several hours. So I was just concentrating on searching for them. Let's see who can launch aircraft. Yorktown has 37. They both have 37. I don't think Yorktown can launch. Yeah, Enterprise hopefully can launch. So I might send some Wildcats. Just in case, as a little bit of an escort. Let's send up 10 Wildcats, and let's send up, you know, I don't think we need anything other than the Dauntlesses, to be honest. They should easily be able to do the job. The Avengers are going to get shot down by those destroyers if we try and use those. So we're going to go ahead and send out 24 Dauntlesses, which is probably overkill, but what the heck, and get them over to the task force as quickly as possible, along with the 10 Wildcats. Okay, most of these aircraft have to go back. The Dauntlesses here, the group of 24, are the only ones that have endurance left. The Wildcats had to go back as well, and I just lost contact of the carrier group, and it's right about here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to navigate to about right here, and then we're going to go into tactical right about there. Ah, found it. All right, let's get right on top of them. Right about there, and let's go into tactical. And hopefully we're not like right on top. Oh, there they are. All right, let's get these first groups to target number 1 and go after them. Okay, that's the end of the carrier. I thought I heard the sound of it sinking, and sure enough, it is. I didn't even check what carrier this is. Let's take a look real quick. Okay, it looks like it's the Hear You. That means 2 Midway carriers have been sank. Excellent work by the Enterprise Dauntlesses once again. Okay, we've pretty much left the area. Mission accomplished. So let's head on back. We'll retreat. 17,600 ton carrier sunk. Another 6 command points. How many command points do we have? 62. Okay. Heading back to the carrier. I think that's probably all the action we're going to have up here for a little bit. So what I think I might do now, there was a task force over here. I'm going to go launch some Air Cobras, I think, with no bombs. And then we're also going to launch some of these Beauforts. Well, we couldn't find the task force. It was just getting a little dark by the time I finally got them out there. And the P-39s have already went back to base. The Beauforts are doing the same. And up here we have Task Force 1 trying to catch up to Zulu and Yankee. And I believe all my search aircraft are coming back. So that's probably it for this day. Well, I just received 30 command points, and it must be from one of the subs because it's only day 41. We're going to receive our regular command points in about a day. I just want to take a look and confirm if that's really the case, and sure enough it is. Kingfish has left the dockyard, so I got my 30 command points back from that. So I have 92 command points. I'm thinking I do want to separate Yorktown and Enterprise. I want to give Yorktown 2 light cruisers and 4 destroyers also. They're going to still stay together, but I want them to be capable of splitting apart, you know, in case I need a carrier down in 2 different places. I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to spend some money on some ships and maybe get a British sub. Okay, we got the San Diego, the San Juan, 2 light cruisers, Atlanta class, and 4 more Benham class destroyers. 60 command points is going to cost, so that's not enough to get me a British sub. I'll have, let's see what we have left over, 32, so we'll just wait for another day. And let's bring Task Force 19. Let's bring them, ooh, I know what I want to do. Hold on a sec. Cimarron is going to join them, and then we're going to load Cimarron up with some fuel and bring it over to Wake Island. Alright, I've also loaded up the light cruisers with 200 supplies and the destroyers with 100 supplies each. And let's make our way to Wake Island. We'll drop all that stuff off, maybe reevaluate our supply situation here and troop situation when we drop them off. We'll all meet here and decide what we want to take down to Tarawa. And speaking of Tarawa, this is again what it looks like. We really need those supplies pretty quickly. All right, closing in on noon on the next day, day 42. There's our command points, 40 command points. Here is the location of Task Force 1, Zulu, and Yankee. Let's take, I'm kind of curious to see how much we lost on Tarawa. I think we had about 8,000 troops, 8,200 supplies. So we lost maybe 80 troops and quite a bit of supplies. So we're going to need, I mean, if all this stayed the same, we'll probably eventually win, but we'd lose a lot of troops. So we definitely need to get those supplies down to Tarawa. It's going to take another probably 3 days to do that, maybe a little longer. Here's Task Force 19, and so far nothing on day 42. I will keep you updated. All right, it is day 43, almost 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I'm going to catch you up on what has happened. We did get our command points, so I have 54, and I know it seems like I should have more, but I spent some of them on this task force here, Task Force 6, which is 4 C3s, and they are loaded up. One has troops. I forgot, evidently, that C3s can carry troops, and it's perfect because then I can take less than 2,000. And I did the same thing here at Wake. I'll show you here in a sec, but I got 1,170 troops on this one. Supplies. They're all headed to Tarawa. And then Task Force Yankee has picked up what it can from Wake Island. I got some supplies here. Supplies. Again, because if I took the troops, it would take them all. And I took some troops on the C3 and then more supplies. What's left on Wake is 894 troops, almost 5,000 supplies. Should be enough. Should be enough. What else? Task Force Zulu is on its way back to Midway. Here's Task Force 19. I'm going to go to Wake with a Cimarron, drop off the fuel and everything else. All the light cruisers and destroyers, see how they all have supplies again. They're all going to catch up to Task Force 1, and everything's going to come down here to Tarawa. What's Tarawa look like? Okay, we are quickly running out of supplies. Hopefully that'll last for 3 days. Not much else has happened. Here is Flying Fish, and it's going to be quite a while probably until it reaches its destination. Another 60 hours or so. All right, April 10th, 1942, a little after midnight, and we have something quite unexpected. We have an encounter. Flying Fish, on their way down to their patrol area, has an encounter with another carrier task force. One carrier says one light carrier. It's probably a carrier and 4 destroyers. Let's take a look. Let's go ahead and begin. It's going to be dark. Hopefully we can see. Actually, there's a full moon, so should be able to see the task force. No, it's just another hospital ship, and it looks like a tanker. I should be able to. Actually, the tanker is armed. Yeah, I wonder if I don't think this ship is. Not sure, but we're in perfect position. We will. I'm gonna try and sink them both. Alright, there's the hospital ship. And the tanker is behind it. Right there. What I've decided to do, I'm sitting about 700 yards away. Since the hospital ship is unarmed, I'm going to let it pass and I'm going to sink the tanker. And as soon as the tanker is sunk, I'm going to surface and gun this one. This one doesn't have any armament. It travels about 21 knots. My fastest speed is 20 and a half. So, I have a 5-inch gun, which has a 14,000 yard range. So I should be able to torpedo this one, come up and hit this one with guns. That's my plan. Here's what it looks like on the map. Again, here's the hospital ship. Here's the tanker. Let's make that the target and get our solution up. Right now it's 21 and climbing. And we're probably going to fire a spread of 4. Front tubes, 4 of them. We're so close, we won't miss. So I think we're going to fire here pretty soon. I'll wait till it gets back up to 60. There we go. Firing 4 torpedoes. Okay, that's it. Both ships are down. The transport and the tanker. And Flying Fish has sank 2 more. I went through quite a bit of my ammo, my gun ammo, but it was worth it to save a couple of torpedoes. Let's go ahead and leave. Retreat. And 2 more ships sunk, 2 more command points. Way to go, Flying Fish. Or no, this is King. Yeah, Flying Fish. Okay. It's a little after 4 a.m. now, 2 days later, April 12th, 1942, and Task Force 1 and 2, as well as Task Force Yankee, with the supplies and troops, is closing in on Tarawa, and we're going to bring them in. I'm sure that we'll see some opposition once 5 a.m. rolls around, so I'm probably going to have to launch like right at 5 a.m. Let's get us to 5 a.m. right there. Launch some aircraft, not just my scout planes, but let's go ahead and launch something from 2, I believe. Yes, Yorktown. Let's get her Wildcats in the air, because there should be some ground-based bombers here, most likely. So let's get them in the air and then get them over to over above Task Force Yankee. No opposition. I'm really surprised. Let's see if Task Force Yankee is close enough. I want to see what we have first on Tarawa. 7,400 troops, 5,100 supplies. So let's unload all cargo here. And now we're up to 8,600 troops, 8,300 supplies, and now as you can see the bars much more in our favor now, and we have, of course, 6,000 more supplies on the way. So this should be well in hand now. Let's get Task Force Yankee out of here immediately. Okay, just hours later, 4-5 hours later, we just received notification that Tarawa is now under Allied control. Just like that, we made considerable progress on this day. We still have 8,500 troops, 7,500 supplies, and as soon as we get the convoys back to Midway and we get our supplies, when do we get our next supplies? What day is it? Day 46. So 3 more days, I believe, because I don't think we have a whole lot here. We do have a bunch of engineering and fuel that we're going to bring down to Tarawa, because I do want to build Tarawa up. I want to have at least a level 3 port here and a level 5 airfield. Even though, let's see what kind of air units we get here. So we have a Cimarron coming in for fuel. I'm going to buy probably 1 more tanker, and then those 2 tankers plus whatever I can get back up there are going to bring as much supply, engineering, and fuel as possible to Tarawa. Because again, we want to build this up to get this as a supply port quickly. And then we can start our invasion of the Solomon Islands or wherever else we want to go. But that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again next time.